everybody, it's Carrie with Seed to Spoon. So our onions came in. I'm really excited about them. We are going to be planting them today, later on, but I'm going to get them ready right now so that way whenever we are ready to plant them this afternoon, they will be ready to go. So I have 3 different types of onions in here, and then we also have some leeks in here too that we're going to be planting. What I'm going to do to get these ready to go is I'm going to put them over here in this bowl, and I am going to pour some water in them so that way they can soak while we're gone, and this will help them a lot during this transplant process. And then that way they will be ready to go whenever we get back. So whenever you are doing this, you want to make sure that you just get the roots wet, that you don't get the entire plant wet. So really you're just looking at the bottom of it that you want to get. I'm going to leave these in here just for a couple hours or so. We're going to go run some errands, then we're going to come back and plant this afternoon when it gets warmer out. And if you are doing this yourselves, I wouldn't keep them in there for more than a day or so. I would just do it for a couple hours right before you go about planting. So these onions have been soaking inside for a while, and now I'm going to bring them out here and get them planted. I chose this location here. This is one of our Smart Pots round raised beds. This is their biggest one, the 100-gallon one. And we're going to do onions around the perimeter of this one here. And I had to avoid over there because we have another area over here that we just planted yesterday or the day before, but of peas. And I know onions and peas do not do well in the garden if you plant them together. And just so you know, you can check in the app before you go about planting things too. And just to make sure that you are planting your plants in a good location and not planting it next to an enemy and planting it next to a friend. But I chose this spot here. We're going to plant some of these onions, and we're going to do all around the perimeter of this bed here. And then I'm going to save the inside of this for whenever it gets a little bit warmer out. I'm going to do either a big tomato plant in the middle, or possibly even like a pepper or 2, because they are good friends with them. So this first one here, Texas Super Sweet. I like the sounds of that. We like to plant a variety of different types of onions. As you can see, we have a bunch of different colors and types. I like doing that. So one mistake that we made whenever we were first planting onions was to plant them too deep. So I do want to make sure that I show you over here with these roots. You want to just barely cover the roots and a little bit of this bottom part. And then you want most of this to be sticking up above the dirt or the soil. And then you want to space them apart just enough so you just try to picture how it would look whenever your onions are grown. So you really want these onions maybe about 2 to 3 inches apart, or if you're doing square foot gardening too, you can do up to 16 per square foot. And if you haven't seen the seeding square before, this can be super handy too whenever you are using that to plant. It really helps to visualize what you're doing. So I'm just going to go through and plant this all around this raised bed here. And then I'm just going to keep making layers in until I run out of this variety here. And I'm doing that so that way I can help really protect whatever plant I decide to put in the middle. And it'll really help because these onions put off a scent that help to repel a lot of different pests. So they can really, really help that inner plant there. I'm gonna make sure I put their label back in here too, so I don't forget what type of onions I planted here. And then I'm also going to go through and pull up the Garden Plus section of the app, and I'm gonna put that I planted these today, so that way it'll help me too to keep track of when I think that they should be ready for harvest, and that'll really help me to know when I need to start looking out for these. Okay, so now that we finished this bed all out, I'm gonna move to another round raised bed and I'm gonna start planting the other varieties of onions and leeks that I have too. We like to do this with several of our beds because we really like to have this extra layer of protection to help guard against the pests. So it really helps that inner plant that we have. So we love doing this method and having a bunch of onions and protection against different critters for our plants that we have in the middle. Thank you so much for watching today and hanging out with us out in the garden. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.